Alright, so I'm looking at his fins and I'm looking at how bad they are, and I don't know if it's just anxiety, but I'm dropping 6 drops per, I think it was cup, right? No, okay. Yep, 6 drops per cup. So if I'm not mistaken, it is, just doing the math in my head and I'm horrible at this right now. So it's 2 pints and a quart, so that's 4 cups. 16, so that's 6 times 16. Oh, sweet Jesus. You know what? I'm just gonna eyeball it. I don't really want to legit drop the entire whole thing in there. I just want a little bit, some tannins in the water. But like I say, I'm gonna start fungal treatment now. So, So I did look up just to make sure this was safe. Everything I've looked at says it is. Try to use multiple sources because it's hard to believe anything on the internet, honestly. Honestly, I feel like forum threads are the most reliable sources, but they're the hardest to find. So if anyone has any good sources, that'd be great. I need to read this. Fuck, I'm getting ahead of myself. Half a capful per 10 gallons. Okay, so it's really saying a little bit, but I'm gonna have to put the whole thing in because I'm not gonna be able to completely dose this. I'm gonna have to do 2 water changes over the next 2 days, so I'll probably be using this. It's a this is 2.5 gallons when it's full, but as you can tell, it's not full. And this is a spring water. It is about 6.5 pH normally. So it is slightly acidic already, and having those tannins probably drops it to say maybe 6.2, if I had to imagine. Maybe not quite that much. Tannins are usually pretty gentle. I might be a little eccentric there. But I always use a neutral regulator regardless, just to help me get a little bit closer to that 7.0. God damn, getting this off with one hand is a pain. Hold on, let me just use my feet to hold this thing together. I say feet, but I'm using my thigh and my foot. Alright, so my measuring cup's right here. I just gave him a slight bit of salt. And when I mean a slight bit of salt, I never like to use a whole bunch of salt for my aquariums. Usually maybe half of what the normal dose is, if even that. In this case, I used about a third because I don't like adding salt directly to an aquarium. It can cause, it causes immune deficiency after a while. I don't know if their bodies just get used to the salt or what it is, but it's not good for them. You can do it for dips and stuff like that. It is great as a natural treatment in that case, but if the dip isn't enough, sometimes you do need to add a bit of salt, but just be very careful in doing so. All right, so I gotta think about how I'm gonna shake this. I guess I'll just put a little bit of water is gonna come out, but I got a plastic floor right here. I know I got hardwood floors, but that's the nice thing about having this little sheet where my little roller was, or my chair, being a moron. All right, so now I gotta do the water change, make some room for it. And this, I am going to put the phone down for a moment, and I'll have to edit this. I'll have to figure out how to do that, but I think I can do away. If not, just give me a minute. All right, I just want to make sure I get that towel up because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the butt. Oh no, buddy, you don't want to be in there. I just had a ghost shrimp jump at my back. Literally jumped into the vacuum. So I'm still using the old, I don't even know what brand this is. I think it might even be busted. Oh, great. Yeah, I've been using duckweed for long enough that it has gotten stuck in this thing enough times. Yeah, if you have floater plants using a siphon, you're going to end up cleaning it out multiple times. I think I've had to clean this siphon every single time I went to use it. Honestly, that old-fashioned method of just getting a pipe and just sticking with it probably is the best idea. I don't know if that made sense. Probably not. I meant to say get a pipe and just suck on it. I did some drinking earlier and brain's not all quite caught up yet. Also been having some ghost shrimp die because, I mean, these are low quality ghost shrimp. I got them all for about 30 cents a piece. So the flow on this is really bad. I'm guessing that's because of that kink. Or maybe it's just because I didn't get the flow enough. Whatever. We'll deal with it. Oh, there we go. That's the good sound. Also, when the shrimp start having a heart attack and they just start swimming around like a bunch of assholes, and I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's because they don't like things changing. Let's see. I'm trying to imagine how much I need to fill. And I'm definitely going to have to put my phone down when I'm filling this tank because I'm going to have to put my hand in there. I think I'm going to stop right here because otherwise my sponge filters are going to have a problem. Okay. I need to get a tripod or something. That'd be pretty great. But everything I end up spending goes on these damn fish tanks. Yeah, I've had actually I've talked to people online as well who are mentioning and I've always heard people talk about this and I'm like, do people really think fish tanks smell? And I actually did have a couple people that I talked to ask me if mine did. And I mean, I actually did have one at one point that had kind of a smell, but it was not bad. It worried me still because it was not a smell a fish tank should have. But it was kind of a musty smell, kind of like now, see, the musty smell's okay. Like, if it smells a little bit like moss or something, that I'd say that's healthy. This actually smelled more like, I'd say, what did I say? It was sesame seeds. That's it. It was like roasted sesame seeds. And I'm like, that does not seem right. And I was looking at my tank, and it was this one, actually, that smelled like that. And it doesn't now. Now it just smells like a fish tank. Like, it just smells like duckweed and other plants. Like, but it had like a sesame seed smell, and it had all these like, I think it was because I had blackbeard algae at one point. And the way I knew is this Anubias had, it had a bunch of fuzzy like bits on it, and I looked it up and I was looking at cross-referencing pictures, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's definitely the starting stages of blackbeard. Or not like the starting stages, but when it had progressed. So I did something that a lot of fish keepers cringe at, and I got a Siamese algae eater. Now, the only reason I did this was because it was at the early stages. I'm also going to stop because I'm pretty sure he just is flipping out at the fact that I had just shined a camera at him. But, because he was just chilling out on there. But, yeah, no, he completely obliterated the blackbeard algae population. And I've been feeding him some algae pellets and some other foods as well that they like to eat. But mainly just the algae pellets that have been mixed with other like bottom feeder foods that I've dissolved, and then I just shoot out of a beaker. Or not, what are they? I don't know how to describe them. They're little feeding beakers, but they're bigger than a pipette. But yeah, and when he gets a little bit bigger, I'm gonna have to get rid of him, because as much as he's been a wonderful help, they get way too big for a tank this size. This is a 20-gallon high. If it was a 20 long, I could kind of understand it, but they get to be over 6 inches. They are very big guys, and you need to be either ready to upgrade them to a bigger tank, or you need to be like understanding that you're going to be getting rid of them soon. Like, they are a wonderful help. I love them. Not as much as I love the Dr. Gars, like the little red. I think they're actually red Gars, but my Petco calls them Dr. Gars. And I think they're just, even though the Dr. Gar is actually a saltwater fish, but they're little funny guys, and they eat everything, including dead fish. And they are honestly a lot of fun. Actually, the one that I had is eating bloodworms. The reason why I got rid of him is because he was a little too aggressive on the eating. He would actually eat the sorry, I just went on my bed as I just did a dart, and I'm like trying to make sure she's okay. But he would end up actually nipping at my giant betta, so I had to get rid of him. But he was so much fun. He would come up for feeding at when it was ever was time for bloodworms. Literally just take them right out of the tongs. You can see he's not looking too hot. I know it's the same day from the earlier recording, but those fins worry me. I don't remember them being quite that bad the other day, and that's upsetting to me. It tells me that this is progressing. Like I say, that methylene blue is coming tomorrow, but I just hope it comes in time. Like, if I find him, like, if I wake up tomorrow and he's not looking hot at all, like, I'm gonna be heartbroken. I know that wasn't a big water change. I don't want to do big water changes, especially not when I have shrimp in here, but that might just be a sign that I might have to break back out that 1-gallon tank and put him back into a hospital situation until he can regrow his fins. And then I'll put him back in here once he's looking a lot better and his fins grow out. Because I'm kind of worried he might be getting snagged on stuff too. Because I did see him at one point under this little branch here, intimidating a little shrimp that I thought he was going to eat, but he just crawled right up on it, flared up at it, and then just went up to the surface, breathed some air, and just went off. I was like, okay, dude. You're going to be like that. Look, he's doing it again. But this time he might actually get... No, okay. I really hope... I don't want him to go after the shrimp. I've seen him picking at some dead ones that were there earlier, but... I mean, they are quite literally everywhere. So it's like, he doesn't really have much to, like, worry about. If he wants shrimp, he can get shrimp. Also, he actually has used this loop in the past, which was kind of cute, seeing him swim through it intentionally. And it's off to the side, so just seeing him do it was kind of cute. But yeah. Everything else so far has been going all right. Let me just move my Move my rig. I'm noticing how big Peep's getting. She's also a top dweller now, finally. She's finally a top dweller now that Lily the alpha's gone. And she looks like she has a smile, which I love. She's down at the bottom though because she was eating my Cory pellets. She still hasn't broken that bottom feeding habit. And you can see that big, big belly. Mm-hmm. Peep's gonna pop. And I don't want that to happen, so she's not eating tomorrow. Means I'm gonna be feeding all my guppies bloodworms and she's not getting a lick. We gotta make sure that all of that food gets out of her system. I am not having anyone having any kind of like constipation problems. Some people seem to think that that they get swim bladder disease from this, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Like they might have complications from it. Like what I might say is like they might get dropsy. And I don't want that to happen. I don't know how any of that works. Like I just know you don't want to overfeed, and this is definitely she overfed herself. Yeah, you did. You did. Look at you. Oh my God, she is so precious. She is just the cutest little veil tail. Oh man. You can see all my duckweed died in here. I don't know why or how, but yeah, it did. I'm guessing it's because I salted this tank to help Nellie. Just to find out that she was probably just being a pain in the butt. Yeah, you were. Come over here, Nellie. That's right. You being naughty. Being in that cholla wood, and your fins are regrowing now that I've taken it out. Naughty. No? You gonna say no? Yes, you are. You are naughty. God, I love her. Such a sweetie. But yeah, things are going well over here now that that cholla wood's gone. I'm gonna have to figure out what I still want to do with her decorations, but that's gonna have to wait for now. I'm gonna be cleaning out this duckweed after I end this. I think it's all dead. So don't worry about the water parameters. I did check them. Like this is. I don't know why the duckweed died. Like I said, it's because of the salt. The gravity right now is 1.002, so I'm not like super worried. Like I did do my water changes to get it back down, but I never really changed the duckweed. I'm not gonna lie, I was lazy, and it just got worse. I figured it might grow back, and it just didn't. So, oh well. Nellie seems super heartbroken about it. Oh man. Her fins are getting way fuller too. Like they're just growing way more. It'll be so cool to see how full she grows out. So I think her fins were half that size when I got her. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong and they were that size. Mess around with her a little bit. See if she'll bite me like she used to. She used to be a nippy little girl. No, not that one. Oh! Since she's in there by herself, it gives her just, it makes her a little, I guess, inquisitive. If you ever have a betta on their own, like it doesn't hurt to stick your finger in the tank. Don't like rush at them and like make them feel weird, but just give them some like stimulation and make them realize that like you're there. There's something in the tank with them. They are very inquisitive fish, and you can see she's wondering where it went, if it's coming back. There's just so much you can do with these guys. And I feel like a lot of people miss out on the joy of betta keeping because they just think, oh, they're just fish. No, honestly, they're about one of the smallest fish that you can have that just have these personalities. And I will say another fish that I genuinely enjoy, and I've mentioned this before. It's the sparkling gouramis. Like, let's see if I can find one of them. There he is. You see these little guys here? They are basically the same sort of family as bettas. You can see that they like this little Java moss wire. And I shouldn't say they're the same family as bettas. Their gouramis and bettas are very close together. Like you'll notice that on their dorsal fins and tails, they all have the same sort of shape, and as well as, I don't even know how to describe it, but you're right there, buddy. He was doing his thing, digging in the substrate. I don't even know what these are called. I'd have to look, but these lower fins that almost look like that they would stand on the bottom of the tank with. Like they're exactly the same with the sparkling gouramis. And every single one I've seen, they seem to have a personality. Like this guy, I'm pretty sure he's one of the dominant ones. He or she, I'm not sure. Then they'll actually swim through this little cholla wood here, as well as this one. And it's really cute seeing them do it. Mongo likes his tight spaces. He's been really energetic today, actually. It always looks so weird when you see those bubbles like that. It's like they're so small over there, but over here, obviously they're huge. It's fascinating just seeing these different environments. I'm sure this looks hideous to people because of these grow lights, but I'm more of a fan of function over form. Like, if you can't tell, like, this is not aquascaped at all. This is just quite literally well, it's fake decor. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. It's fake decor. This as well is fake, and that is like in there, and so is that. But this Anubias is obviously real. You can see the metal tie that I used to hold it on there, and it is really, really healthy with those roots. I'm hoping it'll eventually grow all the way down to the bottom, and I would like them to eventually cover this opening. So I'd like to actually get this to be more of a naturally overgrown sort of thing, which I think would be both. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for this decor. It looks natural to me. I might have to get rid of these if I find out that a betta that he's getting hurt by it. Same with those, but at the same time, my coalies love that. They do not want to avoid this. They for some reason love digging in there. There must be some good algae. I wouldn't say algae, but just food in general, because they don't eat algae. They're more of just a bottom feeder. But yeah, I think I'm going on for way too long. No one's going to be watching for this long. I'm a dude on a phone, and if I can't edit out that earlier part, like literally everyone left in the 30 seconds there. But yeah, as you can see, I'm going to leave you with him. He does seem like he's still doing all right. Tomorrow I'll shut the Daphnia feeding for him. He's really the only. Actually, I don't know if I'll do a Daphnia feeding tomorrow. Well, my culture is getting a lot bigger. There's not a lot of big Daphnia yet. Like, they're all still very small. So he's the only one who's actually gotten any, and I might start putting some into a bucket. Just having them propagate in a bucket for me. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it. And I hope everyone has a nice night or day, whichever it is for you.